help if I come off mute. That would help a lot if I came off mute. So you should be able to hear me now. But let me see what you were saying earlier, Tom. You said the sound was working in the beginning on the other line. Okay. All right. So give me two shakes of a rattlesnake's tail. I'm gonna go make use of the laboratory real quick, and then we'll get to it. I'll tell y'all where I'm at and why I'm over here. And then we'll do a quick recap on King Talk last night, man. Very unique exchange that was happening. Did y'all feel that energy between Bruiser and KP, Kenny? That was interesting at best, right? That was very, very interesting. Move some things around. One day I will learn to get set up before I hit the button on this. But in the meantime, in between time, you work your thing and I work mine. Shout out to the two of y'all that's in here. Sorry to the other folk that tried to come in. But give me a second to get to the laboratory real quick. And then I'll give my recap. Again, sometimes I like to come on here and expound a little bit more on my thoughts. I can't always gather all my thoughts in a moment and articulate my point. But there was a particular piece that we were talking about. We were talking about Western culture. We were talking about civilization. We were talking about polygamy, which is interesting. Like, it's interesting enough that when we talk polygamy, we never talk polyamory. But that's a different story for a different day, right? Or a different conversation. Shout out to Kene, and I think it was the professor that added balance to the polygamy conversation, made it a little bit more palatable and easier to understand, right? The concept of polygamy as it exists in most Eastern cultures. But I wanted to pose a question, and as I step away for a second, I want y'all to consider this. So, in these spaces, we often talk about men being disciplined. Men need to be manly men. Men need to be, you know what I'm saying, men of renown. We need to be men of character. We need to have integrity and discipline. But then there's always a conversation that comes up around infidelity and cheating. There's also a conversation around us being men of our words. And then I often find at times that when we talk about monogamy versus polygamy, there's this interesting conversation that happens around whether monogamy is natural, whether that's natural to us. And then the case is often made that polygamy or having multiple women, wives, because they don't say wives, they just always say multiple women, is more not suitable. What's the word I'm looking for? That's more natural for us. So I disagree. So I'm gonna let you guys take a look at this piece by Paul Branton. That's in my neck of the woods, and I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay. All right, family. All right, 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 all right. Let's see. There we go. That didn't do it. There we go. All right, let's get to it. All right, family. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let me see where y'all at. I can't see none of the comments. That's actually a good thing. So I can get in here and say what I need to say and then get on gone. Okay, couple things. Couple things. So, happy Wednesday to y'all. It is Hump Day. I'll tell y'all where I'm at in this. Yeah, so I'm in. What is this called now? This is right before you get to Beverly. I'm actually right across the street from my grandma's church, Third Baptist Church in Chicago, which used to be a movie theater, and they converted it into a church. It's been a church for decades, man. I was a shorty in the '80s going down. I think they may have converted it to a church in the '70s. Right here on the corner of 95th and Ashland. I want to say this is Washington Heights neighborhood. So much has changed since I left and came back. Because I only knew Roseland. Now you got like Roseland, Rosemore, West Pullman, Pullman, Chatham. Chatham's always been a thing. And then there's something else. Oh, Austin, like all these different neighborhoods and communities. I don't know, they're different. Anyway, I had y'all looking at Paul Branton's piece, local artist here, very, very dope, brother. And I actually, instead of a black-owned business, I was going to Coffee, Hip Hop, and Mental Health on the north side, drop off some supplies. Y'all know that's one of my favorite spots. They actually closed at 2 today. So that's one of the reasons why I was running late, because I was like, I need to get back to the south side so I could find a decent spot and just be able to film and have this conversation with y'all. Hopefully my sound is coming through okay. Let me see. I really cannot see what y'all saying in the chat. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, Panamanian. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Indeed. Indeed, Tom. That's a blessing indeed. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to saying what I gotta say and not look at the chat. But do me a favor as people come in, as y'all come in, greet each other, hit the like button, all of the things, right? So we can get this information out. So maybe some of this encouragement out to other people who can use it, right? So I wanted to come here because one of the things that I think we lack in our communities now is critical thinking. I don't think we know how to take information, assess it, and then develop our own thought around it. And so when I think about Starbucks, right, I get excited when I see a Starbucks go up in the hood. Now, my women, I didn't drink coffee initially until I got with my wife. She is just a Starbucks fanatic, right? And so, but one thing I know is that when Starbucks comes in your neighborhood, the price, the value of your home, that price goes up, right? When Starbucks is in your neighborhood, property values go up. More businesses are attracted to that area. Who else coming in here, man? Y'all gonna have to salute each other. I can't see a thing. The sun is in my face. More businesses are attracted to that area. And then guess what? The biggest thing to me is that it creates more jobs. And if you look at Starbucks as a company in terms of their compensation and their benefits that they offer to their employees, probably one of the top deals that you'll find anywhere, part-time or full-time, right? So you got that going. So I wanted to come here just to kind of be able to, because I also believe in part of being pro-black is not just supporting everything that's black, going to businesses just because they black. All that matters, and I'm still with that. However, I also believe in supporting businesses that hire people that look like us. I believe in supporting allies. I believe in supporting businesses that hire people that look like me. So this is for this business and this community and what this means to the people who work here. is really, really good. Like for instance, the people that work here, this is not necessarily a food desert because there's a Jewel grocery store right there. But nonetheless, sorry y'all. Nonetheless, the people that work here, right? They can eat one food item every shift, and they get like a discount on it when they're off the clock or whatever, right? But regardless of what, in addition to that one food item, they get a total of 7 food items that they can have in a week. So say if you only work 3 days a week, you're still entitled to 7 food items, which I think is dope. Also, like how in some places where they throw food away and stuff like that, this store or this company, they give their food, they do what's it called? Food share. They package it or bag it and donate it back to like whatever food bank. So I think that's dope too. So those type of businesses that show up in our communities and they're not pariahs, just because they look like us, don't look like us, doesn't mean like it's not a good business to support or invest in. This is one of those businesses that I support, right? One of those ally businesses that I support. I think it's also a good idea to get familiar with the banks that are in our neighborhoods. But anyway, quick fit check. I got a pair of Pumas on. I'll show these to y'all. I got a pair of Pumas on, Fashion Geek Pumas. I think I've only owned a pair of Pumas like one other time. I wear these a lot though. But Fashion Geek, it says Geek on the inside. Fashion Geek is a local brand here in Chicago, started by Alonzo Jackson, Zoe. They come from that leaders tree. And I was telling y'all about that not too long ago with Corey and come from that leaders tree, that Tony Sports tree. So Zoe has his own thing with that Fashion Geek, been popping for shoot decades now, at least 2 decades that I could think of. Yeah, because he's late. No, he's probably about 15 years. Whenever Kanye came out, right before Kanye blew up, when he was doing like the Louis Vuitton Don mixtapes and stuff like that, he was wearing Fashion Geek then. So whenever that was, I know Zoe's been around at least that long. So I got on those Pumas to match the top, which the fitted is Joe Fresh Goods, White Sox, New Era piece, New Era piece. But that's the gem right there. So Joe Fresh Goods is a local designer. This joint got from All Star Weekend 2020. When All Star Weekend was here in Chicago. The crazy thing about that is it was an activation on the north side, and Joe had man, it was a line to get in the event, and then it was a line to get the clothes. It was crazy, man. But I ended up hitting the lottery on this one because not everybody got the same package. There was different packages, and so I was like, man, I just want the hoodie, and so I won the hoodie, and I think I traded with my home girl. I traded something with her for her scarf. She had a scarf that I wanted. That's all I really wanted was the hoodie and the scarf. I think my wife got like the T-shirt and all that other stuff. But anyway, it was a dope time. Okay, so that's that. That's the fit check. My socks are leaders too. So like I say, everything I wear typically is black on to some degree. Okay. Let me see what's being said. I cannot see because the sun is in my face. So I don't know who just stepped up in here. But hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let's run these likes up. Man, I got inspired by some things yesterday. I saw some stuff on Fanbase, so I got excited about that. I also checked my account. And listen, just with me just showing up on Fanbase, I'm not even doing that. I just pull up in certain rooms and engage and interact with certain people. And just by me just showing up on these stages, I've earned. Man, I haven't done anything, but I've earned $3.25 when I looked at my account. $3 just for showing up. So what Fanbase has going on is like this engagement. It's a creator economy, but it's more about engagement. I went in this room. It was called the dressing room, where they were rating people's. It was an audio room, but they were rating people's outfits, and they made it very interactive and fun. So I'll be joining them more, but it's gonna be interesting to see. All right, let me check in because I feel like I'm missing something. Let me see. Oh, Blaze is in here. Shout out to Blaze. Oh, snap. Yo, Corey, family, what you doing here, man? You must be making your rounds today. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Just some old man rants right now, man. Shout out to you, though, Corey. Shout out to you. Thank you for pulling up, brother. I'm going to be in and out. So, yesterday on King Talk, man, we talked about quite a few things, right? It was a different angle that JR wanted to take, right? So, still ended up being kind of like a conversation around relationships, family, marriage, like that. But here's the thing. We were talking about AI and the potential effects that technology has. What was it like? War tech dangers or something like that. Like the dangers of technology. And so it was a conversation that 19 Keys was having. And so we kind of built off of that for the whole show. Somehow, we could be talking technology and it's always going to come back to men and women, right? So true to what tends to happen with those conversations in this particular space. The conversation went to, oh, you know what, I'm tweaking because the title of the show was no one, no, no one's faithful by accident. You decide. So I'm tweaking. So that's what the show was about. So it's only right that he brought it back to that. So, of course, in approaching the main topic, there was a segment where the talking point was that our biological imperative as men, monogamy is not natural. Our biological imperative compels us to sleep with multiple women, right? Not that we vet for the woman that we can reproduce with, that will give us the best option in terms of breeding or raising other human beings that will be productive in society and contributors to the society and the communities that we're trying to build. Not that we're looking to, that our biological imperative, innate imperative, is to build family and community, and that we're social creatures. We pointed out that we're creatures of habit, right? Which I agree with. But we neglected that we're also social creatures, which is why, again, one of the things that I point to is one of the worst punishments that you can give to an individual is isolation. So like when somebody goes to jail and you imprison them, I know some states have it. They've repealed where you can not sentence, but have someone to solitary confinement for an extended period of time. And it's interesting because when I think about like Jeff Ford, Larry Hoover, Big Meech, I don't know if Big Meech is in general population right now, but I know Hoover has been in isolation for years. I think Mumia Abu Jamal has been in isolation for years. So that's wild, right? Anyway, we're social creatures is my point. The main point that I wanted to make, and what really kind of set me off when you go back to it and you look at the video, I don't have the timestamps. I'm just chewing the fat with y'all really, really quick before I go grab my wife some food. And I want to get more consistent about doing these conversations with y'all. We're a Western culture, and I find it interesting. And this is no shot at anybody on the panel that I share the stage with, but I just want, because it's not the only person that brings up the talking point of biological imperative, what's natural to us and what's not natural to us as men. It's natural for us to be violent in certain circumstances, right? But for some reason or somehow, we always conveniently find the civility in us to suppress our inner rage and slap the taste out of people's mouth, right? we constantly want to say it's our innate nature to want multiple women. I say, even if that were the case, you have to accept the premise of us being in Western culture and Western society, which is a civilized society. The requirement, a lot of what is required of us is to tamper those urges and impulses. The truth of the matter to me is that when I hear people making the case for polygamy and multiple women, because they don't say multiple wives, they're really just making an excuse for debauchery and their lasciviousness and their inability to control where they put their meat at. Because you never hear women making the case for, yeah, that makes sense. And I get it. Oh, they wouldn't do that because they hypergamous and all the talking points, all the talking points. Like as men, if we can be disciplined to get in the gym, if we can be disciplined to show up for our job, if we can be disciplined to provide, we can be disciplined to complete 75 hard, right? Which is, if you're not up on 75 hard, just go ahead and read, right? But if we can be disciplined in multiple areas to get a skill, to get a trade, to make ourselves useful, all of these things. Shout out to y'all as y'all coming in. Make sure y'all speaking to each other, greet each other. I can't see, so don't take it as a slight. I have the sun in my face, as this is the best light for me. So I have the sun in my face, and you know, shoot. Hold on. Hopefully that music not too loud. And then for the record, I am having a uppity drink. I'm having an ice lavender oat milk latte with blonde shots, and it is amazing. That's a fact. Okay, so y'all help me. Well, y'all can't help me through that because I can't see your comments. Actually, I will be able to see y'all comments. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna build on this point, and then let's have a conversation. Let's have an exchange in the comments really quick. Hold on 1 second, y'all, because I don't. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn this down. If there's some sound that comes from this, I don't want it to. Okay, perfect. Oh no, I don't want this one. Hold on, y'all. Stay with me 1 second. I just need to find the right one. Let me go here and because I do have a question, man. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know if we are men, if we are the men that we say we are, and we're kings and we are men of means and all these different things, man. If we could be disciplined and everything else, if we can refine ourselves and present ourselves as men of a particular stature and all these different things, why do we submit to our nature? Not succumb. Why do we submit to our nature? Again, to me, it just sounds like a convenient excuse to get off debauchery or whatever it is that you want to do, which, if that's your get down, that is your get down, right? Again, hit the like button as you come in, man. Don't worry. I got excited because I was like, oh, I could put an intro video on my channel. So I'm gonna learn to do all that there. Put that intro video on my channel, shout it. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me delete this one. Let me delete this video. Delete forever. Yes, I understand that by deleting that, I'll never get it again. That's cool. And then let me go into this bad boy. Let me go to this bad boy. All right, there we go. Okay, now let me see what y'all saying. Oh, scam likely. Okay. All right, now I can see y'all comments. So let's have a conversation. Blaze, I appreciate you, G. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Time, you've been here for a good minute. Corey, you should be okay. Corey modded up. Shout out to Corey. Scam, gang of dust. Appreciate you, appreciate you. Brother of a certain age, I love that name, man. Thank you, thank you. The Talking Point Mafia got the best of you. No, three-headed monster, corporal punishment, shame and neglect. No, no, no. Scam. Talking Point Mafia did not get me, G. No, exactly. I say that all the time. We only animals when it comes. Okay, boom. Corey got it. Boom, boom. Let me stay right there for a quick second. So, Corey, thank you, sir. So here's the thing. When we talk about men, so I brought up last night that Jordan B. Peterson, I see this all the time, and people say, Jordan B. Peterson says we are beasts and you should go out and be a monster, be an animal, and then learn how to contain it. Well, that's what men do in a civilized society, right? We don't have to go out here and what they call it, get the mashing for your ration, right? You don't have to get out here and curb stomp people to get resources and food, right? You just have to compete the way we compete in civilized society. In other words, if either you a beast or you a man, either you a savage or you a man, either you an animal or you a man. Which one is it? You got to make the decision. And so when you make the case for monogamy, I will concede and say, yeah, it's not our biological. So let's say monogamy isn't natural. Let's say it that way, right? I could argue that it's not that monogamy is not natural, especially when you try and introduce what your biological imperative is to the conversation, as if that's an excuse for you impregnating as many women, multiple women, and all that. Again, shout out to Akene and the professor who was in the King Talk chat last night, and they were breaking down how polygamy really is about family and not about like sex as much as it is about family and community. That makes a heck of a lot more sense, right? So the way that I interpret it, even if I concede the point that that's not our biological imperative, monogamy is not natural. Your biological imperative only tells you to procreate. It doesn't compel you to procreate with multiple people. As a matter of fact, a lot of people just tend to use that to justify their debauchery, right? You don't use that. You don't say like my biological imperative compels me to, let me see, create a lineage. So say like you don't hear many people making the case for Nick Cannon, right? And I don't disagree with the way Nick Cannon is thinking, because he still is thinking, whether you agree to it or not, he's still creating family on his terms. The other reason why I don't think it's fair to use Nick Cannon a lot of times is because, again, people who have wealth and means, it's just different for them. Like, would his lifestyle work for the rest of us, who are drawing less than 100,000 a year, less than 7 figures a year, less than 10 figures a year, or eight, what is it, 7, 8? I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm tweaking. Like, if you're not a deca millionaire or whatever that is, would that lifestyle make sense for you? Absolutely not. Right? Would it make sense for you to have multiple children, 11 kids by 11 different women, or whatever that looks like? 11 kids by 8 different women, right? It's just the thing with Nick Cannon is like, or Future even, is just what country Wayne, because his name came up. It's not conventional. It's not accepted in society. But again, these are men of means. So even when I think about somebody, I made this example, even when I think about somebody like Donald Trump, right? I don't, I know we could argue the case about his kids being a drag on society, because that was an argument that I made. And I think that's, again, this is such a tricky subject, the way that I want to approach this. Because the point that I was making last night is that they don't draw down on society and pull resources from society. And the fact that they shiesty has nothing to do, like the fact that we look at them as shiesty and opportunists and stuff like that, they're more capitalist to me. So I don't think that has anything to do with them being like whether Donald Trump was there or not and all these other things. Like if he was a father in a home or not, because that's what most men do is they go out, get the bread, get the bacon, bring it back home. The wife cooks the bacon, so on and so forth. So that's why I don't like using celebrities in that regard. But I just find it difficult to understand why do we stop at this is our biological imperative just to make the point that you sleeping with all these women for the sake of what? Even if I say, yeah, you're right, monogamy is not natural. I accept the fact that we're in a Western civilized society, and that's one of the social constructs that we have as a result. Well, that's what the elite did to have control over you, because really you want to be out here sleeping with as many women as you can. No, even those societies where polygamy exists, the the construct is again centered around family, centered around community, and you are responsible for making sure those women feel satisfied and none of them are lacking in any capacity. Appreciate you, Corey, for just stopping in really quick and adding input. Appreciate you, G. Oh, Sharon, dang. Yo, Sharon, you popped in, bro. Salute to you. I thought I had you over here as such. Now you good. Yo, Sharon, that's love, G. I appreciate you, man. My man Links. Yo, y'all please go give my brother Links a follow, man. Send him some love. Say what up to Links in the chat. Man, yeah. Hey, Sharon, let me tell you something, brother. I'm watching you work. I'm seeing you build that thing. I mean, I'm seeing you. Yeah, I am seeing you build it, but I'm seeing you fly it, and you finding your spot, bro. You finding your spot. That's very dope to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like whether people agree with you or not, they gotta respect the hustle, man. They gotta respect you standing on your position, and it's productive builds over there. If people really take a look at what's going on, it's productive builds and it's entertaining for those who prefer the entertainment. But yeah, hit the like button, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, I see you. I see you, Corey. That's what's up, man. Now, please make sure y'all get. You see the mods that's in the building. I know it's quite a few content creators, so please make sure. Definitely, Corey Love be over there cooking. Corey, you got your three. You got that step back three back yet, man? You got that step back three back? Jacking from half court yet, man? Nah, bro, that's all you. Sharon, that's all you. Hey, but look, Sharon, I do be seeing that. And keep this a big. I be seeing what they talk about. You an evil genius, G. I won't shout you down when you cooking, bro. I won't shout you down when you preaching good, G. Salute on that, man. Salute on that. And here's another thing. Let me get some flowers to Hamp real quick, man, because he's normalizing brothers saying, I love you to one another in this space and it not be pause and all that other stuff, man. We got to learn to disagree amicably, right? We got to learn to do that. We also got to learn to celebrate and salute folk, man. When you see they wave, when you see they movement, when you see them being great at something, it's okay. It don't take away from who you are and what you got going on, man. But we got to learn to salute people, man. Give them they just do. But that's why you'll always see me showing love, and I don't just say it with my mouth. I put my money where my mouth is, right? So you'll see me gifting memberships or sending super chats and all of these things because I believe that the voices and the platforms that are having honest dialogue to build better community, whether that's their stated intention or not. I just believe we got to support that, man. And that's what it is. So anyway, back to what I'm saying with King of Discipline, right? The reason why I titled the King of Discipline, obviously, a play on last night's show. But the bigger point is that if we as men are supposed to be disciplined individuals, right? Like I'm supposed to be knocking out these push-ups every day. I'm supposed to be doing these ab rolls every day. I'm supposed to be getting ready to be able to hit these 5 miles easily, man. Like I'm not like Sharon, man. I did that 10K. I did a 10K last November, man. Sheesh. Sheesh. Sharon out here running marathons, man. I'm struggling. I'm about to be 50 though, right? I need to be able to get to it. I need to be able to get to it, right? Shout out to all my kinfolk that's over here showing love, man. And I'm playing around with a couple things, man. I'm gonna do this people, places, and things segment, and that's what's gonna be when I'm talking about people and interviewing people. That's gonna be its own thing. Places is gonna be when I dip out into the city, and like I say, when I pop up, y'all pop up. When I pop out, y'all pop out. Things will be art, stuff like that, man. Y'all know how I feel about art, fashion, and not fashion from the sense of like not fashion from the sense of like, Kanye, Pharrell, high-end fashion. Just, the stuff that we do as a people, in particular here in Chicago. A lot of y'all don't know, Chicago has its own fashion scene and it's very important to us. It got a lot of homegrown brands, Rich Society, Product of Chicago, Hooligan, Leaders, Fashion Geek, Joe Fresh Goods, Chicago Over Everything. I don't know if Sweats by Stu is still doing her thing, but we got a ton of homegrown brands. My cousin, agriculture. But it's very important to us that we rock our brand. So when we see each other in the street and you see something that your people's got on, it's usually like, head nod, like, I see you. It's an unspoken, spoken language between us, fam. Yo, salute. Next level. Salute to you, fam. Gratitude and appreciation. I never take it for granted when any of y'all stop overs and all that other stuff. Let me get back to what I'm saying, man. Gentlemen, either we animals and beasts or we're men, right? Again, I brought up the fact that Robert Franklin, the former president for Morehouse College, talks about the 5 wells of leadership, that a man must be well read, well traveled, well spoken, well dressed, and well balanced. Again, we are not in the East, we're not in Africa, we're not in, I don't know, the Middle East, we're not in India, we're not in Asia, we're not in a third world country. We're in a first world civilized country. We have social contracts and constructs. I hear y'all when y'all say marriage is a man-made social construct. Cool. I still accept it for what it is. And within that marriage, I, I consent to monogamy. I support monogamy. I don't frown on people that don't like subscribe to my worldview. Like, I appreciate when somebody doesn't have the same view as me. I try and understand it. But my thing is, if you want more coochie, then just say you want more coochie. Why do you pass that off as polygamy? Or why do you say our biological imperative is that we be with as many women as possible when we know the the being irresponsible with our seed or being irresponsible with our bodies have detrimental outcomes for us. And what's funny is we're living with the result of that, and yet we still ignore it. So I'd rather cats just say, I think it's time to, in the words of my man Sharon, rebel against remedial rhetoric on this talking point about biological imperatives. The truth is you want family. The truth is you want, well, let me say, in a polygamy construct, the truth is that's about family, and that's about community, and that's about preserving a man's legacy and lineage. You wanting to go out here and hump on everything and hunch on everything and tap everything, or you see something better and you want her and you want her and you want her. That's about your ego. It's not about community. It's not about family. Let's keep that at thou wow, right? So what are y'all thinking in the chat, man? Am I off on this? Am I tweaking? I'm looking at this wrong. I'm on a soapbox. I'm on this moral high ground. I done changed up since I got married. I'm acting brand new. Links, what you think on this, man? This notion that because I got a penis, I got a hunch on everything moving. Blaze, what you about to say on it? Hey man, and I ain't trying to hold nobody hostage, man. If y'all got to dip, y'all got to dip. I appreciate you for stopping in. I definitely 1000% appreciate y'all for stopping in. I want y'all to watch us build this, man. I'm getting back to my passion of marketing. I'm gonna do a video on that in a second around marketing. Link's known me for a long time. He know that's my thing. He know me for street team. He know me for bringing the. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. Links, we gonna have that conversation one day on camera, G. I know you're working on some things, but just we're gonna have a conversation on camera one day. Mentorship. Mentorship. Let me put that in the chat. Put that in the chat so y'all can understand what I'm saying. Link says it mentor. I'm adding the ship. I'm adding that part. Okay. We have 45 minutes on this. We got about 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna head out. Oh yeah, I gotta go get my wife her food anyway. I'm gonna give it about 5 more minutes. Yeah, I reject that notion. I accept that monogamy isn't natural in the way it's defined in the U.S. It's funny because even last night when we was talking about that on King Talk, there was a whole psychology around alphas and betas. Like, how does that even come up in the conversation around who wants to be monogamous and who doesn't? As if they're alpha. Like the conversation was that betas typically are monogamous, whereas alphas are typically polygamous, which I don't take alphas for polygamous in that sense as much as I take them for I, just the way I'm thinking about it. Ego driven. Ego driven. There's nothing wrong with ego, confidence, arrogance, cockiness. To me, there's not. It's just how you express that. It's just how you express that. Yo, what's up, Cali Bev? Hey, Cali Bev, I saw it, man. When I see you in the A, it's on and popping, man. It's gonna be a battle between me and you. I saw your little routine you was doing. I saw your little in living color fly girl routine you was doing, man. Saw you, Cali. Y'all, please go follow Cali Bev on IG. I think it's No Muzzle Gang. Go follow Cali Bev, man. Cali Bev be bringing them Jennifer Lopez, big legs, you know what I'm saying, fly girl routines out. You know what I mean? Blaze, I don't expect you to work, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, fam, but I don't expect you to work. Yeah, Cali Bev, it's on site. I appreciate you tapping in, though, sis. You need to get your channel cooking, man. Everybody throwing their hat in the ring, so you need to get your channel cooking. But Cali Bev, even with what you saying, I agree. I don't want an echo chamber. I want somebody to say, nah, really you off on this one. No, our biological imperative says that we are to not procreate. Because they don't even say that. And I would understand if they said, well, the biological imperative compels us to procreate and sustain our lineage. And in order to do that, a woman can only have so many babies. Which is interesting because we hear about these grandmas that had like 11 kids by one man, 7 kids by one man. Hamp, I think, has 7 kids, all with the same woman. And you don't, and again, maybe he accepts monogamy in this Western world, Western culture, the way that we as society set that as the norm. But I don't hear that, brother. And maybe it's his religion, maybe it's his God, maybe it's his marriage vows. I don't know. I'm just saying, what about your biological imperative says that, yeah, you got a but what about your biological imperative compels you or makes you have to sleep with so many women? Like, I just need somebody to break that part down to me. Am I missing? Oh, what is YouTube doing? Oh, so it's a selective imperative for a certain. Yo, Corey, I'm telling you. Listen, I'm telling you. And shout out to my man M Wizzle. I think he was the one that brought the study because he does a lot of studying and reading. And I think he was the one that brought the study because everybody kept saying, like, I don't like using alpha and betas, but that's what they were using in the study. I know the gist of it was that alphas tend to engage with multiple women and betas tend to be monogamous, and they was tracing it back to betas having low self-esteem. I mean, they came up with all types of excuses, you know? And here's the thing. I'm on record saying like I was a slut monkey in Atlanta. I'm not even kidding y'all, man. Listen, one day over here, I'm gonna tell y'all my story because I want my kids to be able to hear some of this, and I want my children's children when they come check Paw, when I'm gone, I want them to be able to hear some of this from my mouth, from the horse's mouth. I've never, and I'm not sitting up here saying like I've had like nines and tens. I could count on one hand out of all the women I slept with, which now I don't think I've had, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think I've had a 9 or a 10. Definitely like I've had some eights though. Maybe one, 2 or 3 eights. Yeah, probably about 2 or 3 eights. Most of the women that I've dealt with have been average, right? Couple eights though, right? I just keeping the beam. Most of us are average. So I'm saying like I don't have, but in certain ciphers, they, I don't know that they would. I'm too much of an extrovert to be. I don't know. I don't even know how this beta stuff works. I'm just saying like I've never had an issue with women. I don't know. Now I'm confused because I'm sitting up here thinking about like, you know, let me leave this alpha beta stuff alone because I'm gonna get annoyed. I'm gonna get annoyed and I'm getting confused because it just don't make sense. Shelly Bradshaw, shout out to you. Nah, Corey, I'm really thinking about it. I'm trying to make sense of it myself. And this is the thing. This is the messed up part about social media and like YouTube and stuff like that. What's going on, fam? The messed up thing about social media and YouTube is that it doesn't allow for real nuanced conversation. Like if we just put a couple of us in a room and turn the camera on, the conversation would be a lot more natural. But in YouTube, especially if you're trying to content create, then you kind of looking for a point to make and an angle to approach, and you want to be seen a certain way, and it's like you on a stage instead of just having a conversation, man. I just prefer to have a conversation with, and it don't even have to be lights, man. I don't want to be in an echo chamber. I really am waiting for somebody to say, yo, really, you wrong on this. Like, you're wrong. Our biological imperative says not only must I sleep and procreate with one woman, that I gotta procreate with multiple women. Because you know what's funny? The same dudes that talk about biological imperatives will get on platforms and then talk down about like a Nick Cannon and a Future and a Country Wayne. So you understand? I don't know. I don't know. I think like a preacher taught it to me one time where he was saying, you know, when God made it for us to procreate, when He invented sex and all that stuff for us to procreate and stuff like that, to ensure that the race would preserve itself and continue to exist, you know, he made it good. So is it procreation or recreation? Which one is it? The nuance of the conversation is that it's both. I understand that. I know that. I know that. Okay, this was good. This was an iced oat milk lavender latte. Yo, Jolie, the energy was different, but I enjoyed it once I settled in because we can't agree on everything all the time. And even when we disagree, we can't always have that gentle pushback. But again, it's like being on them stages, you be looking like your chest get bigger, like you just want to show out. That's why a lot of times, like now, I'll just be quiet. If I don't add value to the conversation, I don't have to speak on everything. The part that got me heated was when we started talking about these biological imperatives, man. We started talking about like, I just gotta sleep. I just gotta bust. Okay, you just gotta bust. Why you just can't gotta bust with one woman? That's what I don't understand. They're not doing it to procreate because they don't want them kids. They can't afford them kids, but they want to bust. But they want to bust. They can't afford them kids, but they want to bust. Paulo. I'm gonna have to do a panel style one time, man. I would love to hear your thoughts around this notion and this talking point. Oh yeah, and you married. You've been married for a minute, if I remember correct. But this talking point around biological imperatives and monogamy versus polygamy, and how monogamy isn't natural, and our biological imperative compels us to sleep with women, not with our woman, but multiple women you know. So that's why I'm like, are we animals? Are we beasts? What are we? Are we men? Are we civilized? Are we refined? What are we? What are we? Procreation versus recreation is a great way of framing it. Yeah, well, like I know the nuances of the conversation is that it's both, right? Every man wants his lineage preserved and he wants a legacy in the earth. That's the mechanics of it. That's the procreation part. The recreation part is that it's fun to do it, and it's even more fun to do it with your woman. Bro, when I go back and think about all the women that I slept with in my life, bro, I take a lot of that back, man. I probably would be, I ain't gonna say I would be childless now, but I just would have been a lot more intentional. I definitely, I just would have did things a lot different. And dudes need to start being honest, man. I said that to my kids one time, and they were like, "So you saying we was a mistake?" I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I would have been more intentional and would have did things in a more deliberate way, as opposed to just being reckless in the way that I was. Let me see what else y'all saying. Where was this at when you had this? Oh, this is on King Talk last night, Callie. It was on King Talk. I think we went for about 3 hours. Man, listen, I got tired of hearing. I'm not saying this in a negative way, but I just got tired of hearing Kenny and Bruiser go at it. So I just tapped out. I need to go get something to eat. Well, they finna get their delivery. I'm gonna get out of here in a second, man. I gotta go get something for my wife. I appreciate y'all. I gotta get something to eat for him. A random spam. Cut it out, Scam. Shout out to Scam. Y'all make sure y'all follow him. It was a great convo. I think it just went a little left towards the end due to a certain man. Jolie, who was that certain person, man? Tell the truth, shame the devil, snitch on him. Oh man, definitely, definitely. It may just be a one-on-one, man. I don't know. No, Sharon will be good for that too. Sharon may be good for that one too, because I think Sharon gets a bad rap. But I remember the first time I heard Sharon, it was around him homeschooling his kids, and he was talking about how he controlled the narrative, and don't nobody control his narrative for him. Hey, I like that. That truck pulled up right in front of me, blocking all that sun, man. Y'all saw that? Y'all saw? The shadow came over me. That's that truck pulling right up in front of me. I said a couple names, Jolie. I said a couple names, but I'll leave it at that, man. I think you and I both know maybe who that was. I think we have an opportunity with technology, with these tools, with YouTube. And the premise of the conversation last night was dope because we were talking about how government and technology is being used to frame the argument and all these other different things, which I do agree with and believe in. I do believe that there is a hustle. I think there's a lot of money in this fake gender war. I think that exists for a reason. But I also think we have the opportunity to use this tool in the exact opposite, which is to provide balance to the conversation. Oh Lord, Jolie, I don't know what be going on with bro. I think the first time he came up there, it was like I get it, but I was like, bro. Anyway, I don't want to give up too much sauce, man. I was having a conversation in the back chat. I think he brought up some valid points at times, but then it's like sometimes it's you don't have to be that aggressive or over pursue, man. We just having a conversation. Like Bruiser, a chill dude. Even if you don't agree with him, Bruiser, a chill dude, man. And he didn't. Anyway, I don't want to tell his story. Maybe I'll have him on here one day and we can have a conversation. Yeah, but you know what that convo, the tech portion of the conversation, you know what it made me think about, Jolie? It made me think about just basic marketing principles. Like to me, that's basic marketing. But the way that we keep ignoring how it's being how it's used to manipulate us in the sense of convenience and stuff like that, we gotta pay attention to that stuff, man. Anyway, we're an hour in. I'm starting to digress. I don't want to go on my old man rant, but I do want to get more consistent with having these conversations. Still not fully sold on like buying StreamYard or anything like that. But I do want to have a couple panel discussions at some point. Closed panel. Man, man, shout out to Paulo Fessa, man. I don't think Bruiser raised his voice like that. Uh, well, Jolian, I think it's marketing. It is all marketing, but I think it's more manipulative and propaganda. But that's a whole nother discussion too, man. I just want these dudes to do better, man. If you want coochie from multiple women, just say that, fam. Don't tell me about your biological imperative and using that as an excuse to be out here slutting these heifers out. And then you complaining about the women that are available out here when there are no women left because you done slutted most of them out. Like, bro, some of the sisters that I've dealt with in my past, I feel bad about that. Those were good women, right? Here I am slutting them out. I would like to think that I added value to them. I'll be honest with y'all on this, and then I'm gonna bounce. I would like to think that I added value to them, right? And some of them I did, and so much so that I imprinted on them in a way that they still feel compelled to reach out to me from time to time with a hey big head. Like I said in that good guys don't finish last, good guys finish. People tend to think that just because you're a good guy, that means you're weak and people get to take advantage of you, and that's not the case at all, man. You will be surprised how many times women come back to dudes that they know they did dirty and they did wrong and they know they missed out on a good thing and be like, hey, big head. Because now you looking like, man, I was just solid. That was my man the whole time, or that was my opportunity, or that was my one. That was the one I was supposed to pair bond with and build family with. And I messed that up. Yo, family, I appreciate y'all. I do not take these things for granted. I know there's a gang of people live right now. Let's see. Shout out to Ray. Ray had a good show earlier. I think Fatty is still alive. Look like Freezy is live. Look like Ronnie, Governor Ron, and Prince Hakeem is live. So y'all could go tap in with them. Shout out to man, everybody that stopped in, man. Sharon, hey bro, I really appreciate you tapping in with the boy. Shout out to Sharon, shout out to Corey Love, Scam. Scam is doing phenomenal work and having really dope conversations on his end. Hold on one second. I need to check something. Get back to it, family. Hold on. Let me go here. Okay. Who else was in the building? Paulo Fest, man. Thank you, Paulo. Paulo Festa was in here. Hey, man, that brother got such an old soul, and I know people get mesmerized by his voice, but if you just listen to him, man, just such an old soul, full of wisdom, and I'm always surprised and enlightened when I hear bro speak, man. So, Cali Bev, if you want to see some old school, if you want to know about the Running Man, the Cabbage Patch, the Mike Tyson, the Nintendo, all those things, man, go follow Cali Bev, man, and then challenge her to a dance battle. Who else in here? Blaze, thank you for popping in, Blaze. Blaze was, Gail and DJ Witch Doctor was over on the first live. I can't get this to stream right from my computer. And like I said, I'm still on the fence about doing, Tom was here. Thank you, Tom. I'm still on the fence about like purchasing StreamYard and all this other stuff. Oh man. Hey, somebody tell me how much to boot E Black from the chat. How much is it to boot E Black from the chat? Shout out to my man Blizzy popping up, man. That's love. That's love. Thank you guys for pulling up. Sincerely, I gotta go get my wife some Ain't She Sweet, and we'll do this again. I'll figure out how to get more consistent with having these conversations. But I really just want to be able to build and use social media and technology as a tool just to facilitate good conversations, but also share, wisdom from an old head. Gaya, the camera is crap. Gaya, I was just about to make you man. I'll be seeing you around these. I'll be seeing you around these streets, man. I was just about to make you a mod. Now I take it back, man. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Holla at your boy. Peace.